Oh, goody. Why do I have to do the Apple Watches this time? Did nobody else volunteer to look at pretty much the same watch, but slightly more different? In all seriousness, there are some significant upgrades to the Apple Watch 2025 series, and we're gonna start with the Ultra, which has probably got the upgrade that would be the most meaningful to me. I have never unboxed an Ultra before. This is my first time. Mountains. I'm feeling suddenly inspired to brave nature in VR. From the comfort of my living room. Okay, maybe the Apple Watch Ultra is not made for me, but there is some cool stuff here, starting with, of course, the fact that now, in addition to 5G connectivity, like the rest of their 2025 lineup, the Apple Watch Ultra features satellite SOS, just like the full-sized iPhone. That means that if you are ever in dire straits, somewhere in the wilderness, middle of nowhere, you should theoretically have the ability to summon help. That's pretty darn cool. Both also feature the ability to monitor for hypertension. Unfortunately, this is not included in the new SE3, but that doesn't mean that the SE3 is gonna be a major downer either. In fact, it looks like the most compelling Apple SE series watch yet. Let's take a closer look at the Ultra. I have seen them on people's wrists, but I have never actually worn one. My God, is it ever heavy. That is a fat watch. And I say this coming from a freaking OnePlus, whatever this is. It's not actually any bigger than my daily driver, but it's so heavy. And they used that weight to pack it with cool tech. It features a new wide-angle LTPO display that can reach up to 3,000 nits. That's compared to 2,000 nits on the Series 11 and 1,000 nits on the SE3. Now, under most circumstances, you won't need 3,000 nits, but you have an Apple Watch Ultra. Can I get a dude perfect? Yeah, woo! But if you're on a mountain peak where there's less atmosphere to absorb the rays of the sun and you need that full brightness because you're an adventurer, the Apple Watch Ultra 3 will be there for you. Let's put the watch strap on. God, it's heavy. Wait, no, sorry, let's do this first. This is cool. Apple claims that you can get 12 freaking hours of battery life on just a 15-minute charge, which really does make the sleep tracking features that they've added way more usable, because if you have to put it on your nightstand to charge, then obviously it's not gonna be able to do a very good job of tracking things like how often you wake up, how long you take to fall asleep, all of those useful sleep tracking features. But I don't think I'd wanna wear something this size on my wrist when I'm sleeping anyway. And besides, I already have a sleep tracking mattress. I don't need another thing in my life to tell me that I don't sleep properly. I haven't used an Apple Watch in a while, dude. It's got so many flippin' buttons now. So I got, okay, this one. Neat. I can press the digital crown and also scroll it. Okay, I've got my action button over here on the left. Got 3 flippin' microphones for beamforming and wind noise mitigation. That, unfortunately, is not present on the regular Series 11 or the SE3. What else can we say about the Ultra? That really is quite a large display on your wrist, isn't it? Oh. I see what they've done here. It's got like a guard so you won't accidentally rotate the digital crown as often, but it's not too bad. I bet I could get used to that. This is cool though. I was just kind of touching the metal frame of the watch and I remembered the new Ultra 3 is actually made with 3D printed recycled titanium. That's pretty cool. And and so are Series 11s in the titanium option. It's just that the Ultra 3 is only made out of titanium. Man, I've been all over the place in this unboxing. Bell's trying to keep up. Just like he could try and keep up with the battery life of the Apple Watch Ultra 3. They're claiming 42 hours of regular use, up to 72 hours in low power mode, and up to 14 hours of high frequency vitals tracking during fitness. Dude, if you're the kind of person who can actually engage in physical fitness for 14 hours, just throw away the health tracking monitor. You're doing fine. If anything, you might be overdoing it, which is why all Apple Watches include fall detection. Is this workout, buddy? Welcome to workout. New navigation. Quickly access workout options like goals, music, workout views, and alerts. You can scroll to other workout types. Do they have badminton yet? Add workout. Yeah, that's what I just said. Oh, damn! There it is! Let's go! Apple, you might have just won me back. Boom. In this type of workout, you earn the calorie equivalent of a brisk walk at a minimum. you can earn more based on sensor data. Brisk walk, please. But they did say minimum. They did say minimum though. One of the big new features is Apple's new Workout Buddy. The idea is that it uses Apple Intelligence from your paired phone to give you personalized words of encouragement during your workouts. I'm not sure if I fully understand the difference between this and that one time that I was driving down the highway and my Apple Watch buzzed to tell me, great job, keep it up with your cycling, but AI, it makes everything better, right? Oh, this is cool. It now has higher precision GPS, with the idea being that it will be able to more accurately track your cycling or walking or running or whatever the case may be. You can tell from the marketing that it's really designed to be the ultimate companion for the outdoors person or extremely fitness-oriented person. Unlike the SE and Series 11, which I might as well just start opening at this point, which are rated for water resistance to 50 meters and IP6X, respectively, meaning full submersion and basically the good stuff. The Ultra 3 is rated for like extreme water sports, meaning that it could have like a jet of water from freaking going flying off of your Sea-Doo or whatever. And theoretically shouldn't die, but who knows, maybe it will. What am I looking at here? Series 11, SE, and oh, a message from our sponsor.
Thanks to MSI for sponsoring this video. Their Crosshair 18HX AI laptop has powerful performance in a portable package. It comes packed with an RTX 50 series GPU, a QHD 240Hz refresh rate display, and an RGB keyboard that even has translucent keycaps for some major illumination. And with their overboost technology, you can drive extra power to your GPU or your CPU, letting you run even more intense games or applications. Check it out today by using our link in the video description.
Both of them include the same accessories, so that is to say USB-C to Apple Watch wireless charger, but these have a lot more differences between them than the Ultra does with the Series 11. Let's talk about that. The Series 11 gets the same sapphire glass and wide-angle LTPO display, albeit only to 2000 nits max, while the SE3 gets a regular LTPO display, no sapphire glass, and only 1000 nits peak brightness. And the Series 11 boasts a wider suite of sensors, including water temperature sensing, as well as blood oxygen level monitoring. You can even just see on the back that it has a lot more sensors in it. In terms of the wearability, both of these are, frankly, in my opinion, a lot better than the Watch Ultra, so they have that in common. And all three of the new watches used the same S10 chip as last year, which was a little bit disappointing to me. Both the Series 11 and the Watch Ultra 3 have the ultra wideband precise location sensing with Bluetooth, so you can use the Find My app to find your devices more easily, which has been very handy for me at times in the past. I had someone at a resort once put my AirPods up in one of the equipment closets for reasons that never became clear to me, and I can only assume where to stash it, to take them away later. But I was able to find them thanks to the Find My app, and I would have been able to find them faster if I'd had the UWB chip in any of my devices. Looks like our SE is dead, so let's go ahead and charge it up. In the meantime, we can talk about the differences in Apple's claimed battery life. They say 24 hours of regular use for the Series 11, with only 18 hours for the SE3. With that said, that finally, thank you Apple, includes always on display for the first time in their SE lineup. I've always been of the mind that a watch is not a watch unless you can always tell the time on it, even when you're subtly sneaking a peek during an extended social interaction, for instance. This makes the Apple Watch SE3 the first of their SEs that I would consider to even be a watch. Tell me I'm wrong, go ahead. If you can't tell the time, it's not a watch. Stay on. Oh my God, you guys. Wait, it is charged. Okay, check this out. Okay, straight on. Yeah, they're both kind of compensating for the brightness in here about the same. Okay, that's the same angle. Buddy, that is very noticeable. Man, the SE3 is so light though. Given that I really don't give two hoots about all of the like sleep tracking, blood tracking, health tracking stuff, I feel like this would be my one. Man, it's always on now, which is good, but I do wish the display was a little brighter. Can she go any brighter than this? And they look the same, so I guess we're not gonna be able to tell the difference because obviously both of them have ambient light sensors and we are not pushing them to their limits. You know what? I'm gonna go outside and look at them and I'll be right back. And I'll let you know how different they feel. I think it's sunny, right?
Yeah.
Nice. In conclusion, all three are very readable in outdoor conditions, even in direct sunlight, but the Ultra 3 is the most readable, but 2000 nits is enough that it wouldn't really bother me at all. This is a little bit on the dimmer side though. Now let's fire up our flashlights for reasons that will become very clear in a second. Whoa! Oh my God, just stay bright. That's what I'm talking about. People are making a pretty big deal out of how big the bezels are on the SE3, and they are bigger than the Series 11. Although, I gotta say, I don't think I would care that much if it wasn't for the fact that this hurts the functionality of the device. Apple has deemed this to be simply too small of a display for a QWERTY keyboard. So if you want to be able to text people from your wrist using a full keyboard, you will need to spring for the Series 11 or the Ultra 3, which is probably important to the market Apple's targeting here. While the Ultra 3's marketing focuses on adventure folk and thrill seekers, the SE3 is clearly going after the parents of kids, going, hey, look, did you know that you can use it with no SIM, but with full cellular functionality? All of them have 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, so full cellular connectivity. They can get their own phone number, and you can manage their watch and their ability to make calls and text people from your iPhone without them even owning an iPhone. It's not a new functionality for the Apple Watch, but it is one that I could see a lot of parents being interested in. And I guess it being the most affordable of the new lineup, this is probably the one you want to get for your kids who are probably gonna crack it or lose it. The SE3 starts at $249, with the Series 11 starting at $400, and the Ultra 3 being $800 US before you buy a fancy designer band for it or whatever it is that you do with your Apple Watch. As for where I would land between these three, there's no way I'd spring for the Ultra, which means it's between $250 and $400 for what is for me a lot of the same functionality, man. I think I'd probably spend the extra $150 for the Series 11 though. Then when I'm done with it, it'll have like more sensors and stuff for like my grandparents that I give it to, you know? Even if I don't care about that stuff. It'll keep it current a lot longer. But if I was buying something for a dependent, this would definitely be the one. Subscribe to ShortCircuit. See you later.